So just tell me a little bit about this station, a little history.
This is a Sacramento State student-run radio station, KSSU. It's been around for quite some time, known as KEDG back in the day, but most recently it's KSSU. We're a free format radio station. Our current roster is about 50 DJs, I'd say, ranging from music to talk to politics to interviewing random people, video, and all kinds of people, everything. Sports is a big thing because we network with the sports teams on campus and we broadcast their games.
Hornet games?
Yeah, the Hornet Sports, Hornet Sports Department. College radio, I mean, we in the CMJ, which is the College Music Journal, we have won awards for doing the most with the least funds. We've been recognized in that respect, and I think we're recognized in a couple other things, but I think that's our proudest achievement, is doing the most with the least funds.
That proves you have imagination.
Yeah. We also do DJing here on campus for events and whoever wants it, and also off campus. There's fees and stuff you can find on KSSU.com.
So Pablo, tell me about your show on KSSU.
My show, I guess the history behind it, I make a lot of references to This American Life and Hourglass, and their format is each week they pick a theme and bring a couple stories, they tell you a couple stories on that theme. So I kind of was inspired by that, and I picked one theme, which was the person, I guess, and had them tell their story. And ever since August of 2012, I've been doing this. In the beginning, I did a couple music shows because I'm really about music, but then I got this idea based on inspiration of This American Life, Huell Hauser, California's Gold, Charlie Rose, Rob on the Road, stuff like that, just things that are showcasing local people, because it was kind of a way of showcasing that, because there's more than just the mainstream, whoever you see on what are the shows?
Network TV. Network TV. I don't watch any
American
of that stuff.
Idol
I don't watch any of that stuff.
All these people have their stories are unique in themselves, but I think it adds an extra dimension to something if it's somebody you're hearing about and it's something that's in your community as well, rather than somebody who grew up in Iowa and their story might be good, but you have no idea what they're referencing or anything, as opposed to somebody who grew up in Sacramento or a surrounding area, and you know, oh yeah, I went to that school, or I know that place where you worked, or whatever. So I think it was just a good way to bring the local voice to potentially a global audience, since we're streaming live on KSSU.com.
So where do you want all this radio experience to end up for you?
I've always been interested in media. I started out in film, made a bunch of movies. I've done acting, theater, and film. I'm a photographer as well right now. And then I got on this radio gig because I've always known about it, but I'm coming up near the end of my education career at Sac State, at least. So I was like, get on it or you're gonna lose it. So I could see myself in radio in the future if an opportunity opens, but if not, I'll just chalk this up as a great time, and I'm still gonna be doing something in media, whether it's TV, film, radio, pictures, internet, whatever, something. And I'll always have this to look back on and put into my demo reel or something if I need to.
Alright. So it's pretty fun doing a freeform show, just picking your own guests and your own music.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the only restrictions we have are basically what the FCC says is bad, and that's respectable because you're not going to come on here and give rants or anything. I actually enjoy it, because the thing that we have here is that if you present one side of an argument, especially on like a political topic, you have to give the opportunity for the other side to be able to respond if they want to.
That used to be the rule in radio, but
Yeah.
they threw that out.
Mm-hmm. So I really respect that, because there's always two sides to an issue, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, more often than not, I'd say people don't respond, but there's the option to, rather than all you're hearing is whatever the person is saying.
So how was it your show started out as a musical idea and then it became a talk show?
Just because I'd say 1/3 of me as a person is music. I wish I was a musician. Like, I wish I studied music and knew it and everything. And I have a little bit, so I probably know more than average Joe, but I haven't dedicated enough to it, because I think
It takes a lot of time.
it does, and the more you understand something, the less magical it can be sometimes, because you know the behind the scenes. So it's kind of a balance between knowing enough to know what I'm talking about versus knowing, oh, that's this exactly, and eliminating the mystery of it. And just the listening part of music I love, because there's very few better feelings in the world than finding a new song that I love. And I have a thing where when I find a song I love, I try and limit my listening to it, because I know that the more I listen to it, the quicker I'll hate it.
Get tired of it.
So I try and only have it come through every couple weeks or so.
Well, that's the great thing about these days. Everyone's kind of controlling their own musical playlist.
Yeah.
And so when you, do you include music on your show much?
I don't. I did initially, and I think it would add to the production value of it. So actually next semester, that's one thing I've been thinking about, adding in music to the intro and kind of a bottom track just to fill in the dead space. So,
But for the most part, it's a cerebral talk show.
Yeah, it's definitely a talk show. And
Yeah.
not in the sense of a talk show, like typical talk radio, because we're not.
It's more kickback.
Yeah, it's more kickback, and it's, again, homage to This American Life. I've heard of This American Life described as a documentary radio show, and I guess this is kind of the same idea, in that I'm taking audio snapshot of someone's life and playing it for the world, but it's live.
Pablo Baxter, thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
me today on SAC TV.